to study the femoral triangle. Now femoral triangle is a space, it's a triangular muscular space present on the front, upper side of the front of the thigh. So first we will try to represent it diagrammatically. This is the front of the thigh, right? The uppermost margin of this is bounded by the inguinal ligament, right? Now what is inguinal ligament? That is the lowermost margin of your abdominal part, जिससे the aponeurotic ending part of the abdominal muscles, that to external oblique. So that forms the uppermost margin of this femoral triangle. Now since it is a triangle, it will have three sides, right? It will also have an apex as well as base, right? So this particular thing will form the base of the femoral triangle. And how it will be arranged? It will be arranged like this. So this exactly is the position of the femoral triangle, with the apex directed downwards and the base upwards. Now we will see which are the muscles which form the boundaries, right? So uppermost boundary we have already seen, it is formed by this inguinal ligament. Then this lateral boundary, so there is an important muscle which is the longest muscle, also known as the talar muscle, which takes its origin from the anterior superior iliac spine. So the name of the muscle is sartorius, right? So the sartorius forms the lateral boundary of the femoral triangle. Then on the medial side there is one more muscle which is known as adductor longus. So this is adductor longus and this one is sartorius muscle. So these two muscles, they form the medial and the lateral boundary. But then one more thing is important here, that is, now I will draw this triangle exactly. So it is like this. So from this what we understand, that the medial border of sartorius, right? This is the medial border, this is the lateral border of the sartorius, right? So medial border of the sartorius forms the lateral boundary of the femoral triangle, as well as the medial border of the adductor longus muscle forms the medial border of the femoral triangle. That means this particular adductor longus is a part of the femoral triangle. So it is included inside the femoral triangle, right? So these are the base, the lateral border and the medial border. The apex is directed downwards towards the knee, right? Upper part of the knee, and on the medial side. This is the apex. Now we will see two more parts of the femoral triangle, that is the roof and the floor. Now the roof means the structure which we can see, that is the anterior side of the thigh, that is which is formed by the skin, superficial fascia and the deep fascia, right? So once we take an incision and open up the roof of the femoral triangle, then we will be able to see all the contents of the femoral triangle, right? So that is the roof. So the roof is formed by skin, superficial fascia and the deep fascia. The floor of the femoral triangle. Now the floor of the femoral triangle, on which the contents of the femoral triangle lie or they are present. So the floor is formed by the four muscles. So these muscles are, the first muscle we have already seen, that is the adductor longus. The second muscle is, there is one more muscle here, there is one more third muscle here and the fourth muscle. So these four muscles are arranged from medial to the lateral side. So the medial most is adductor longus, so I'll write it as A, right? The second muscle is P, that is pectineus. Okay, the third muscle is psoas major and the fourth muscle is iliacus. So we can make a mnemonics for the muscles forming the floor of the femoral triangle, that is APPI, adductor longus, pectineus, psoas major and the iliacus. Now psoas major is, we pronounce it as psoas, but the spelling is PSOAS, right? So the psoas major and the iliacus, the four muscles which forms the floor of the femoral triangle. So till now we have seen the base, we have seen the apex, we have seen medial border, the lateral border, the roof of the femoral triangle and the floor of the femoral triangle. Now we will move on to the contents of the femoral triangle, which is very important. So whenever any muscular space or triangle like popliteal fossa, cubital fossa or femoral triangle is asked for you in exams for 5 marks SAQs. So first you should be writing the location of the particular triangle or the fossa. Second thing, you will write the boundaries of it, which we have just now covered. Next you will go for the contents. You will draw a nice diagram showing all the boundaries and the contents, right? And the last thing which you will write is about the clinical anatomy. So we will move to the contents of the femoral triangle. So the first content is the femoral vein, right? So the first content is femoral vein, right? Now femoral vein is the continuation of the popliteal vein. Just below, after the femoral triangle, there is at the back side of the knee, there is popliteal fossa or the popliteal region, right? So the vein which is present here is known as popliteal vein. It continues up at the upper side as the femoral vein, right? The next content is the femoral artery, just next to the femoral vein is femoral artery. Now this femoral artery, it is a continuation from the upper side it is coming, right? From the upper part of the body, from the abdominal region. So it is a continuation of the external iliac artery. You know the abdominal aorta divides into two: external iliac artery, internal iliac artery. So this external iliac artery continues as the femoral artery. The third important content of the femoral triangle is the femoral nerve. Okay, the third important content is the femoral nerve. Then again there are inguinal lymph nodes also present in the femoral triangle, but these are the three basic contents of the femoral triangle: femoral vein, femoral artery and femoral nerve. Now what is important here is to understand is the location and the position, the arrangement of the structures, these three structures. So here you can see this is the medial side and this is our lateral most side. So from medial to lateral side, I have drawn, first comes the femoral vein, then comes the femoral artery and then comes the femoral nerve. So we can also make a mnemonics for this, that is VAN, right? From medial to lateral. So it's VAN, from medial to the lateral side. Right? Now why this positions of the structure is important is because when, suppose if we want to do cadaver preservation, okay, you are unable to get the carotid artery, so we can inject the formalin or the preservative fluid through the femoral artery. So to find out the femoral artery, you should know the exact position of this, right? Okay, so mid-inguinal point is the exact position of the femoral artery, and femoral artery, the femoral vein lies exactly medial to the femoral artery, right? And so what happens when we take a cadaver for the preservation, if you by mistake, if you pierce the vein, it will bleed profusely. So it's always necessary that you should identify the artery correctly, because everything appears red there in a fresh cadaver. It's different in preserved cadavers, right? Okay, so for that purpose, you must know first the arrangement of the vessels and the nerve in the femoral triangle. Now coming to the next part, that this femoral vessels, okay, femoral vessels doesn't include femoral nerve. We all of us know this, right? So femoral vessels means femoral vein and femoral artery are the two contents which are enclosed by a femoral sheath. It is enclosed by a femoral sheath. Okay. Now what is this femoral sheath? So it is a layer of fascia which is coming from the abdominal region, pelvic region rather. Okay. So it is made up of two layers, fascia transversalis and fascia iliaca. So these two layers, they drop down into the thigh also, and they cover the femoral vessels for upper 4 centimeters part. Okay, but you can see here I have drawn this only for the vessels. So the nerve, femoral nerve is out of the femoral sheath, right? Then I have also drawn here one more space. So that this is extending like this. So now we will see a cross section of the femoral sheath, how it appears. So it exactly appears like this. Okay, right? So we will make 3 compartments for this, 1, 2, 3. Right? So if we take a cross section, then we can see it like this. So here is your femoral vein and here is your femoral artery. There is a space here which is known as femoral canal. Okay, so that on an average here there is one lymph node which is seen present in this space, that is known as Rosenmuller's lymph node. Okay, but that is a empty space and it is known as femoral canal. Okay, now what is the clinical significance of this femoral canal is, now whenever there is any gap, now abdominal cavity is a closed cavity and we are now studying the front of the thigh, upper part of the thigh. Okay, so this is actually closed by the inguinal ligament, but femoral canal is a space which connects your abdominal lower part of the abdomen with the thigh. So whenever there is increased abdominal pressure, maybe due to any reasons, there are chances that the contents from the abdomen, lower abdomen, may protrude through this femoral canal, and that condition is known as femoral hernia. Okay, which may require further operative correction to go to its normal position. Okay, so that particular thing is the importance of the femoral canal. Right. So this is about the femoral triangle. Till now we have seen the boundaries, we have seen the contents, the location of the femoral canal, as well as the applied aspect wherein we have seen the femoral canal applied part. Right. One more important thing is the branches of the femoral artery. Now we have seen the femoral artery is a condition of the external iliac artery, but in the femoral triangle it will give off 3 superficial and the 3 deep branches. So the 3 superficial branches are superficial epigastric, superficial external pudendal and superficial circumflex iliac. These are the 3 superficial branches. Then there are 3 deep branches also, and in these deep branches there is one important branch, that is profunda femoris artery. Okay, along with the profunda femoris artery there are 2 more branches, that is deep external pudendal. The way there was superficial external pudendal, same way there is deep external pudendal, and one more muscular branches. So these are 3 superficial and the 3 deep branches of the femoral artery. Now once there is this is the apex of the femoral triangle. After this, just above just near the knee joint, okay, on the medial side of the knee joint, this particular apex will continue as the adductor canal. Right? So adductor canal is also known as the Hunter's canal. Now adductor canal, what is the importance of adductor canal? It takes this femoral vein and femoral artery to the back side of the knee joint. That is, it takes the contents to the popliteal fossa. So that is a small passage which is there on the medial side near the apex of the femoral triangle.